tournament today. So,
Nice.
all right. So Kat and I spent like 3 hours building this till midnight last night, and we're really excited because I think it's going to help a lot of you guys. So today we're going to be covering social media training for agents. Now, before we begin, I just want to let everyone know that social media is definitely not mandatory, but it's super crucial as an agent in the 21st century. I like to look at social media as digital real estate. And obviously, as things enhance and it becomes more prominent, it obviously is going to turn into some level of real estate, as I'll show you today. So it's really good to build that out. At what capacity is kind of up to you. But I wanted to give you everything I've personally done to grow my social media. And just so all you guys know, I've been building BRIX for 6 years, and I've only had my personal Sydney brand for 4. So I started from scratch 4 years ago, and that might seem like a long time, but it's really not in the real estate world. Emily's already been crushing it for like a year and a half and getting a lot of traction. Joel's coming up on a year. So there's so much you can build in 3, even a year, right? So keep that in mind. People tend to underestimate how far they can go in 5 years and overestimate what they can do in 10. So just keep that in mind. They underestimate 5, which is good. So Kat, we can go to the next slide. Oh, go back for a sec. I just wanted to show you guys this. This is higher than 100 now. This was a couple days ago, and this is all because of you. So for a real estate team, we have over 100,000 people coming to the BRIX page every month. That's insane for a real estate team. And I credit all of that to you guys for sharing every little bit of life, and it's beyond real estate, which is super cool for our community. So yeah, next slide. So the goal of the training today, I want you guys to build out a cohesive self-brand and real estate brand. So something that's really in alignment to you, and having the knowledge and little tips and tricks to be able to do that. We're also going to learn how to engage with people on social media and build a community that actually produces. Because there's a difference between having a community, but to be honest, like, I'm not out here on social media every single day just to have a community. I want it to actually bring me business as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to bring business from social media, gain real estate clients. And then for those that are on this call that are dabbling in agent attraction, or if that's something in your business plan, like a year from now, you can start to kind of touch on the agent network, and we'll talk a little bit about how that also comes in handy, even if you're not actively out there like attracting agents to Real, because there's referral networks and all that kind of stuff. We can go to the next slide, Kat. So here's our agenda for today. The first thing we're going to cover is building out your Instagram page, then what to post. Then we're going to talk about some engagement and some following. We're going to talk about highlighting others on your platform and how that can help you, gaining real estate clients, and then building out a network of agents. And then we'll have some questions and answers to wrap it up. Next slide. Okay, so we're going to talk about building out your page. And a good rule of thumb is to always keep it authentic. If it is not something I would say to every single person in my life in person, I'm not going to post it because it's not authentic. If it's not something I do every single day, I'm not going to probably post it because it's not authentic, and people can read right through that. So you're going to want to, this is how I've built mine, guys. So take what you like out of this and implement. This is one person's opinion, but I picked 4 themes that kind of reflect my life in the day-to-day. And when I did this, I was able to post super consistently because I never had to think about what to post. So for example, I love fashion. I have my like 2025 looks. You can always expect a BRIX selfie from me. I have my morning thoughts, which are super unhinged, but those bring like 10 DMs a day into my DMs. And like, you can go back and look at them. Some of them are like, I don't even know. Um, you'll have to look. And then real estate, obviously. I post a lot of local content as well. And those are my four buckets, right? Because real estate's something I do every single day and can post about every single day, whether that's this training, whether that's the possession I have at 2 o'clock, whether that's going to the local there's a local person I get my gift basket stuff from. I'll probably put her on and tag her. Lifestyle and agents. I like to post my lifestyle all the time because it's really authentic. People can respond to it. Morning thoughts and opinions. Guys, this one is so huge, and I know it can be really intimidating to post your opinions on social media, but that is what gives people permission to engage because it builds a very high level of trust. So we'll talk more about that. And then Emily does this really well, local and family. There's a way to post about your family without showcasing their faces. Emily does a great job at this, but it also gives her credibility in the industry that she's not just a real estate agent. She's a mom, she's a community advocate, she's a hockey volunteer for her kids. And that gives her a lot of credibility with the community of Cochrane. Also with agents too. I know a couple of you on this call really connect with Emily over that as well. So picking the four themes that reflect your life really well. It could be pets, it could be cooking, and then you want to post consistently around them. So I always aim to have 4 or 5 stories up a day. That sounds really intimidating. I'd say start with one. And it's around those buckets. And then if I'm making a feed post, I make sure they're in those buckets as well. One thing to note is when you have stories up, that is a direct invite for people to come into your DMs. And my rule of thumb is DM to CRM. Like if I'm talking to them in the DMs, I'm putting them in some type of CRM, whether that's my BRIX CRM, whether that's my book club CRM, whether that's my agent CRM, they're going from the DM to the CRM. So when you post like this, it builds trust, connections, and relationships beyond real estate. And I put my insights here, guys. Like last month, I hit, this was screenshot yesterday, but I hit over 1 million views in 30 days on my profile of 12,000. So you don't necessarily have to have an astronomical 20K following to get a lot of reach. I can never hit 500,000 people in my whole real estate career if I'm pounding the phones. If I did 5 years, I'm coming up on like almost $400,000, but I still haven't talked to that many people. Whereas I hit this in 30 days on social media. So your reach can go so much further if you're doing this consistently. And there's no other space in the world where you can hit that many people in 30 days. So I want you to keep that in mind when you're building out social media. It can get super tedious. You're going to have moments where you're like, why the F am I doing this? Or where it doesn't feel in alignment, or you're not seeing results from it. And I know Emily, Joel, Andrew, myself, we can all vouch that if you stay the course, really good things happen from it. So we'll go to the next page. I want to talk a little bit about our bios, and all you guys have really awesome bios already. I just want to talk about everything it needs to have in order for it to be like a full platform. So obviously who you are, your name, and where you're located. Alberta Realtor. So people know who I am, what I do, my name, and where I'm located without even looking at my bio. They know what to expect from my page. So they can expect style, life, perspective, and real estate in Alberta. They know without even following me what my content's going to be about. So you guys, if you're posting about, maybe it's Alberta barbecue. Emily loves to post about her barbecue. Alberta barbecue, helping you find, big homes under big barbecues. I'm not too sure, but something that they know what they're going to get when they follow you. Also, we talked about location and some type of credibility. So, you guys can all lean off of BRIX has helped over 1,000 families. I personally haven't helped 1,000 families, but my team has, and your guys' team has. So I do have that in there. I did a TED talk like 5 years ago. That gives me some type of credibility. So I put that in there. People know that when they come to my page, I'm creating a community there. It's not just about a following. I'm genuinely trying to create a community of substance. So they know that before they actually follow me. So your bio should always have your location, who you are, what you do, what people can expect to see, what value they can get on your page, and some type of tagline. So my tagline is a style of life perspective in real estate in Alberta. Some taglines that we've used in the past, agents have used in the past: helping families make Alberta home, sharing life in real estate in Calgary, Alberta. I love that one. I used that for a while because that kind of allows you to share a little bit about your life and also real estate life. Local perspective, bringing you home. So those are all little taglines you can have in your bio. Next slide, Kat. Just so you guys know, if you have any questions, please write them down because I've allotted for time at the end to answer them. So what to post? This one comes up all the time, and I know this is 90% of the time why people don't post on social media, because they don't know what to post. So we're gonna try to put a whole nail in the hammer, whatever that saying is, so that you guys are confident with what you're posting. You want to stay within your 4 niches and maybe have some mini buckets. So everyone on this call should have real estate as one of their 4. Another good one is dogs and pets. My dog, Hector, who's an Aussie, has sold 2 homes now because I've posted about him and I've brought him to showings and people want to meet him. Local and community is another really good one. I love this one because it allows you to tag local businesses and they repost, and you can tap into their following and clientele, which I'll talk a little bit more down the road. Tips, recipes, or tricks. So I'll give some examples on the next slide, but there's a few realtors that share a lot of tips, recipes, tricks, and I follow them, I implement it, I save it because it's so good. And they're real estate agents. Fishing, golf, piano, bull riding, whatever's kind of in your bucket. Those are just some examples. So if you have those written down and you take the time to actually establish what your buckets are, you can always post within them because you're constantly doing them. You're not having to make inauthentic content. Like you would never see me out doing an olive review because I despise olives. It is so inauthentic to me, but I love pizza. So pizza reviews it is. That's authentic. I love pizza. Anyway, stories. 2 to 4 per day is what I put to start. And we'll talk about what those can entail. Again, a story is a direct call to action for people to come into your DMs. I have never, ever had somebody send me a post off my feed and start a conversation out of it. Ever. Maybe you guys have, but I have not. It's always people responding to my stories. So I do a morning thoughts, which is my opinions. And if you guys want to see what those are, they're all highlighted. If I'm not doing a morning thought, I will do some type of poll or question because it allows people to actually engage with what you're saying or doing. For example, a poll, you can just pop a generic photo up and add a poll. What is most important to you when making a move? Is it location? Is it the size of the home? Is it the price of the home? Is it the timing of the home? And people vote. What's more important to you? A charming home in a good neighborhood or a new infill with luxury finishes? And people can vote, right? What that does is it collects data of people in your community. And then you can start to understand what they like, what they're engaging with. Another really good thing you can do is a question box. What's one thing you're grateful for today? And then I actually take the time to answer all of those. Or what's one thing you look for in a home? And then actually take the time to answer all of those. Because if people take the time out of their day to engage with you, you need to take the time to engage back, which we'll talk about later as well. But those are the types of stories I like to have up. So an opinion, or a text box or a poll, that all kind of flows into one bucket. Some type of real estate, whether that is going out on a buyer tour, showing the front of the house of a listing appointment. Maybe it's just simply just sharing something BRIX has posted because I don't have any real estate content that day. So I'm going to share our market update, or maybe it's Emily's listing video. The next thing I really like to post is something personal on lifestyle. Maybe it's a book I'm reading. Maybe it's my piano lesson. Maybe it's like the local coffee shop I went for coffee. And then the fourth thing I like to do in a day is highlight somebody else. So I'll share a post, or I'll share an agent or something that I felt inspired by on my story. And that allows me to highlight somebody else. And also it opens me up to their community, because when you share somebody else, they repost it, and then all of a sudden you get access to all their community and their followers. And also, it really creates the camaraderie of this is a community. It's not about followers. I'm using this to highlight others and create a very safe, intentional space for people. So if another real estate agent makes a really good post and maybe they're at Century 21, it does you no harm to share it. It actually benefits you. Or maybe the local flower shop just got in hydrangeas. I don't know. Our local flower shop made a post in our community group that they need more clients or they're going to have to shut down. So I'm going to share their post because they need it and that would help them. So that's the stories. And then your feed. If you want to grow a platform, I'm going to give it to you straight. You need to be posting 4 times a week. And you guys are in a good position because BRIX will collaborate with you guys a couple times a week, which counts. But 2 reels and 2 stills is a really good rule of thumb. And reels can be as simple as some B-roll with some text over it. Emily had a post go viral the other day from just taking a video of the sunset and putting text on it. It's a very easy way to make a reel. Maybe it's reviewing coffees in the city. Maybe it is a home tour. Maybe it is some behind the scenes of your day. Whatever you want it to be, 2 reels and then 2 stills. And when I say stills, it can just be a still photo with either text on the photo, or you can just have the caption. But you want to be posting on your feed 4 times a week so that people know it's an active account where they're going to get value or education from. So next, before you go, Kat, this is the rule of thumb. You want people to know you're a realtor, but you also want to put the social in social media. There's a reason social is first in social media, because you're supposed to use it to build connections in a network. It's not just the media part, it's the social part as well. And that's where you have the conversations in the DMs, where you respond to people in comments. And again, you want people to know you're a realtor, but being completely honest with you, I unfollow people that only have sold posts up. I can find that information out on Google. I want to know who they are as a person when I am meeting them for coffee or when I am meeting them for a home tour. I want to have some type of personal connection with them so that it takes all the sales breath out of the meeting. Whether I'm meeting with an agent for BRIX or whether I'm meeting with a client, I want to be able to talk about their dog or their kid's first day of school. Besides just, what's your comfortable price range? You want to have some personal stuff. Next slide. So I gave some examples of a bunch of people who do social media really well, and I'm going to talk about them. So we're going to start with Amanda Kiss. This post specifically, just so you guys know, Amanda Kiss reached out to Andrew and I 3 years ago. She's now in our Real network. She found us on social media. So what's one piece of adulthood advice you wish you knew sooner? This post was from like 4 months ago. It still lives rent-free in my head because she posted that she does a load of laundry every single day. Guess who does a load of laundry every single day now? Me. Because that's the best advice I've ever gotten. I'm not doing 6 loads of laundry on Sunday. I'm doing 1 easy load a day. And I got that tip off of her social media. And she's a real estate agent. but she shares beyond real estate, right? Like that's something that I think of her every day when I'm doing laundry. I'm like, damn, what a good tip. I'm not doing 6 hours the laundry once a week. Next up, we have Emily. Emily does an incredible job at showcasing her clients. It is so much more than a sold sticker or like one of those generic just sold posts. I'm not referencing Joel down there in a bad way. We all post those just sold, but she goes above and beyond to get a picture of her clients, post it, and tell the story behind it. Because there's always a story. There's always a story. I have a possession today. This old lady hopped in her car, drove herself and her itty bitty dog across Canada from Ontario, and bought her Auburn Bay house. And she's now moving to Vancouver. So there's such a story there. You know, this is people's next chapters. So that's a really good way to highlight your clients beyond just sold posts. Emily also would do something like Joel did for that post as well, like that BRIX sold, because you have to do that just for brand consistency. But to get those two posts off of one deal is really incredible. Riley did this Bottega date night in the city. This post got 13,000 views and it's a still post. So what he did is he took a picture of the outside. He tagged Joe Jacobs, who recommended that spot to us. And then it's a slideshow of everything we ate at date night and our experience in the captions. So this restaurant actually collabed on that post with us, and they have 15,000 followers. And the reason that matters is because say, you know, a client that lives in Lower Mount Royal, where this restaurant is located in that area. It's in Mission, but Lower Mount Royal's right there, Upper Mount Royal's right there. They're probably gonna go to that restaurant or look up that restaurant when they're looking for spots downtown. Then they're gonna see Riley's post when they go to that page, see that he's a realtor, but not just a realtor, he's above and beyond a community expert because he's not just sharing sold posts, he's sharing where to go for your next date night in Calgary. And there's value to that. There's merit in this. What we ordered, how we felt, how the service was, where it's located, and that business looks really good. So they're going to collaborate. And now we get access to their 15,000 followers. And to be honest, like the people that follow that page are living in Calgary. They're already living here. And a lot of them are probably within that area. And within that area, you usually are a homeowner. So they're going to associate Riley as a community expert, a realtor, but they're also his local presence. It's kind of like a triangle. Plus, he gets access to all the followers. So that's a really good thing to do with local is tag that business because you get access to all the community followers. If it's a Calgary business, Calgary people are going to be following it. If it's a Cochrane business, people in Cochrane are going to be following that page, you know? Courtney Hodgson. Again, I brought her to reel off social media, a cold DM. And I'm going to show you how I did that later on. But she made an incredible post. My favorite listing photos I saw this past week. Loved this one. Because she got to tag the builder and the agent. And this is super valuable for her clients because she's talking about why she loved these listing photos, but she's also highlighting other agents. This was a phenomenal post. I shared this post of hers. I loved it. That's real estate related, but it's also highlighting others. So she kind of hit two nails on the head with that one. Sean Getty is really, really good at sharing his opinions, and he has a lot of trust because of that. So that's one thing I think he does really, really well at. He'll right there. All right. So here's a sad truth. That's the first line. Such a great hook. I want to keep watching. I want to know what this opinion is. And then people engage with it. They send it. It gets a ton of engagement. And it honestly establishes him as a very like authentic person who's has a really good stance in what he believes in. So he does a great job at that. He's actually inspired me to start sharing more of my opinions, my unfiltered opinions. So great example of that. And then Joel, this post actually did really well. So you want to make sure you filter in the fact that you're a realtor too and some branded content. You guys can get that stuff off of BRIX when we collaborate with you. If you're in the second tier of BRIX, I think a couple of you on this call are, can make you graphics. That's part of the package for the, Emily, what's that package called? The producer package? The builder package? You're on mute, by the way.
I think it's builder. I think
Okay.
it's builder.
There's a builder package BRIX offers. It's probably not worth your while to do until you're like one, averaging 1 to 2 transactions a month. But Kat does graphics as well. We also collaborate. You do want people to know like where you are, who you're with, that you're a realtor.
I
And then,
believe Kat even did a social media training where she showed how to use Canva as well. So that could help as well if you're doing your own ones, because we do have access to our templates, I believe, in the other package as well.
okay, awesome. Thank you, Em. That would be in school, you guys. So if you need to know how to make Canva templates, we have templates made, but there's a training on it, Kat did. And then this one I made last week, what I love and what I hate about living in Calgary, Alberta. I was super unhinged in my hates, and it gave people permission to do the exact same thing back. And I'll show you the quality of the comments that came through on this post, because what this post did is, if someone, I'm from Ontario, so lots of people from Ontario follow me. If someone's considering making the move to Calgary from Ontario, I'm not just talking about sunshine and rainbows. I'm also talking about the incompetent construction, the fourplexes going up, the drugs that I see on the side of the street. I'm keeping it super real. So again, that establishes trust, because I'm not here. It's not salesy. It's providing context on what Calgary life is about, or Cochrane life is about, or Airdrie life is about, without, in a very raw way. So these are all great examples of different buckets of posts. We can go to the next slide. So what to post and why to collaborate on the BRIX page. So more exposure to your audience when you collaborate on the BRIX page. It builds, we'll kind of cover this. So the BRIX page is also all organic followers. That's been built over 6 years. And those are people that actively live in Calgary, Alberta, or Cochrane, or Olds, or wherever in Alberta. Usually they are living here. They are homeowners. Maybe they're local businesses. Maybe they're real estate agents in Calgary. But at the end of the day, when you collaborate, you get eyes from all of those 9,000 people on your profile. And maybe they come to your page, they really love what you're about. They see that you're also a mom who is a hockey coach, or you have an Australian Shepherd, and they can connect with you over that. But it gives you the audience. It also builds credibility under a trusted brand. We have been so particular and intentional about building this brand, and with other local businesses, with clients, with BRIXy are known. There's like 1,700 or something out in the community, and it's very well known. So you get that credibility. We also bring on really awesome humans like you guys, and there's a lot of credibility in the caliber of people that we bring on. So lean into that. It's a very trusted brand. It shows teamwork and that you're a part of a community. To be honest, it's not the Sydney Everingham show or the Joel Borsos show. It is a community you're a part of. You're a part of BRIX. You're not a part of, I hate to call him out, but what happens when Justin Haver passes away? It's Justin Haver and Associates. It's Justin Haver. You're part of a brand when you're with BRIX. Justin Haver's built an incredible empire. I admire him so much, but it's his name. When you're with BRIX, you're a part of a community. So dive into that. It shows teamwork, camaraderie, community, and that you're a part of something bigger than a name. Also, create content you don't have to make alone. So when you collaborate with the BRIX page, you actually get time back because you're not having to make a post that day. I think a few of you collaborated with the local community newsletter last week, and the Korean Kitchen actually collaborated with us on that. So if you go to their profile, BRIX is front and center on that Korean Kitchen, and they got like 7,000 followers. and we are front and center from that newsletter. So that's pretty wicked. And to be honest, I don't think they would have collaborated if it was somebody's name and associates, because again, we're building a community. Next slide. Gosh, I'm gonna have to speed this up. Okay, so engagement. If you don't engage, others won't either. If you're not out there complimenting and highlighting others, they're not going to do it for you because they don't see you. So engage where it matters. If something really resonates with you, comment on that person's post and tell them, or share it, or DM them. But if it mattered to you to read that post or to see that post, make a connection over it. That is putting social in social media. Comments versus fire emojis. I'm going to show you some examples. The fire emojis drive me mental. Like, how are you supposed to respond to a single fire emoji? Thank you. Like, there's no merit to it. So if you genuinely like something, tell them why or what you learned versus just a heart or a fire emoji. You know, if you like that person's outfit, tell them you like the outfit. If you like that person's market update or listing video, tell them, hey, I loved the transitions in this listing video. What a beautiful property. Versus a fire emoji. You know, you got to engage to get engagement back. This one's huge. And I didn't do this for the first 2 years of building my social media. And then I started to actually put effort into it. And I literally got dollars in my bank account, which I will show you on a screenshot after. So when you reply to comments, if someone takes time out of their day to tell you that they love their blazer, are you going to stare blankly at them in person, or are you going to thank them? If someone takes time out of their day to talk to you about a market update in person, are you going to have a conversation with them, or are you going to stand there blankly? If somebody takes the time to comment on your post, the least you can do is comment back. Like, if someone doesn't reply to my comment, I don't comment on their stuff anymore. I don't, because I'm taking time out of my day to leave a comment on their post. And if they don't comment back, I'm like, well, I just took time out of my day to compliment you or tell you how I was impacted, and you can't even comment back. So take time to comment back. I sometimes take a week and a half to respond to my comments, but I always respond to them. And I get a ton of comments because people know that when I respond, I'm also highlighting them, as I'll show you in the next slide. But you want to engage on your posts when somebody comments on them. Also, create a very safe space for people to give their opinions, advice, and engage with you. If someone leaves you a comment and then you counteract it, they're not going to do it again. You want to create a community, a safe space where people can be themselves, and that's what brings people back to your profile. Also, I have a rule of thumb. Every time I post something, I think about how it's going to make somebody feel, what they get to leave with, and if there's value in it. And it can be as simple as, like, that. I'll reference that Calgary post because it's the last one I did. Instead of just posting a picture of me in front of the city, I put a ton of value on all the good things of the city and the bad things of the city. Instead of Riley just posting a picture of me at date night, he made a whole post on the experience and what he ordered and like the service and all that stuff. It became valuable. So it makes somebody want to go there. Or, you know, I made a post on, there was one conference I went into, it was like an all women's conference, and I left feeling very icky and like judged. This was a couple months ago. And I've been in spaces like that, and I've been in spaces where I felt very empowered as well. So I've made a post about that, and how instead of looking at mean, like, women who've been mean to me in upsetness, I think of like that's somebody's wife, daughter, sister, and there's something that happened to them that made them act that way. So I made a post about that. It became valuable because it changed people's mindset towards that. So you want to create a safe space for that. Always add a call to action to your posts. People need to know how to engage with you. So if this market update made you want to get pre-approved, send this to somebody. If tag somebody who you think this would impact. Save this post for later. Comment below and tell me what your loves and hates of Calgary are. You always, always, always want to invite people to engage with the post, whether that's tag, share, send, save. Invite them to engage. Next slide. So here's some engagement. I'm going to start on the right side. The right side. So this was the post I made about the Calgary love and hates. You can see how unhinged these are. It's very me and authentic. But look at the quality of these comments because I created a safe space for it. Like this girl who also met me through social media is now in my book club, also is getting pre-approved by her mortgage broker right now. I've never met her until she joined my book club. And she found me off social media, but I've created such a safe community there that she put a whole ass paragraph on a comment. But you see how I responded. The rezone sends me into a spiral. You hit the nail on the head with that one. I can't get over all the logic while these empty buildings sit vacant. I might have worded that wrong, but she wouldn't have commented that if she didn't feel safe and I hadn't given her permission to. The permission is what are your loves or hates about this city right here in the caption. This is another example from a post I made a while ago. Things about me that do not match my appearance. Again, the quality of these comments, right? So this Alicia girl, she's at Century 21 in Ontario. She's probably made me $50,000 before I even met her. She connected with me over something. I'm from Ontario, so I posted a farmer's market like 3 years ago. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm from this small town. Why are you there? And I'm like, well, my parents live there. And she's like, no way. And then she sent us 3 referrals before I met her in person when I flew back there. 3 referrals that went firm because she bonded with me on social media. Then I finally met her back in March, and there's been multiple that have come from that. This page girl is also pre-approved with JJ. Never met her in my life. She's a client, and well, not quite yet. She's pre-approved with us, but she hasn't bought anything yet. But she found me on social media, her and her husband. Again, quality of the comment. And you can see I'm not just responding, even if they're like number 4 hits hard for me, I try to like make it a lengthy comment. This realtor, Anthony Dietz, found me on social media, is part of our real network now. And again, I'm like, cool humans connect with cool humans. I'm grateful to be in your tribe and thank you for being so awesome. Like highlighting others and making them feel good and making them feel safe. So those are, how you should be responding to comments. And every single one of these person I had never met before, and they have turned into literal dollars in my bank account. And whether they've joined us at Real or bought a home with us. So that's kind of what you can create literally through comments. Just through comments, which is so cool. What a cool time to be alive. Okay. Number 11. So growing your following. This is something we've done all organically. Riley, me, BRIX, Andrew. You want to follow accounts you're genuinely interested in. I am not going to follow Glen Eagles Golf Course in Cochrane because I'm not going to go golf there. But I will follow, BRIX might, because our boys do a league night there. That'd be a great one for BRIX to engage with. But I'm going to, follow and engage with DeVille Coffee Shop because I go there all the time. I'm going to follow and engage with Cedar and Steam Sauna in my neighborhood because I go there all the time. And what happens when you actually do that and you tag these places, you got to think about where you go. Like the Italian Center. I go there all the time to grocery shop, local grocery store. I tag them all the time and they repost my stuff. So you want to think where you go, what you love, and then engage with those local businesses. Another thing that other agents, this comes in really handy. We talked about it on Monday, having good industry relationships. I have never met Grayson Magnus. He's an incredible agent at EXP. I've chatted with him probably a dozen times on Instagram. My clients went to his open house the other day. They loved it. I got to call Grayson, ask about the listing, and he's like, oh my gosh, I love following you on social media. I feel like I know you. I met your clients. They're awesome. Here's all the deals, and here's where you need to be if they want to submit an offer. All from social media, never met the guy in person. But because we've gone back and forth, I've built that relationship where he now tells us where we need to be and all the things about the home that my clients might need to know. Places your clients hang out. This one is huge. So if you want to farm an area or do business in a certain area, you need to think of where your client demographic is going to be going and following. For example, if I want to do business in Lake Bonavista, I'm going to figure out what local businesses are in Lake Bonavista, because my clients that I want to work with live in Lake Bonavista. So chances are they're going to be following local Lake Bonavista communities. And then I'm going to go and follow all of their followers. So Doodle Dogs in Lake Bonavista, it's like a bougie dog store. And if I want clients in Bonavista, I'm going to go to Doodle Dogs and I'm going to follow their followers. Okay, does that make sense? Because their followers are going to be residents of Lake Bonavista. Again, the sauna, Cedar and Steam. I live in Parkland, so Bonavista is like my neighboring community. That's why I keep referencing it. There's a sauna hub called Cedar and Steam. And like 99% of people that live in Parkland and Lake Bonavista are homeowners. So they're going to be going to the local sauna, these homeowners. I'm going to go follow all of the people that follow Cedar and Steam, because chances are they are Lake Bonavista residents or Parkland residents. Then I tag them and they repost me and they see I'm a realtor, that I also go to the sauna. They've built mutual connection to me before I've even known it, because they saw me on the sauna page, or I followed them off of the sauna page and they came to my page and see that I'm in that. Does that make sense? Okay. I'll go through one more. If you want to do if you want to farm Nolan Hill, there's like I don't know, maybe there's an exclusive brewery up in Nolan Hill. People that follow that brewery probably live in and around the Nolan Hill area. So you would go to the brewery's followers and follow everybody. Now, when I say everybody, a little note here, I only follow people with a story up, because it shows me that they're legit accounts, that they're active accounts. Okay. So to tell if they have a story up, it has that little ring around their head. If they have a story up and they're following Cedar and Steam, I am following them. Okay, like and comment on their posts. When I follow somebody, I also like and comment on their posts so that I make sure they see me. I'll go like 3 of their posts and leave a genuine comment. If I cannot leave a genuine comment, I don't follow them, because it's probably not a good fit. Many of these people will follow back naturally. Okay, next slide. Things to look for. So again, if they have a story up, you want to make sure it's an active account. If the account is fake followers, there's a lot of realtors or businesses out there that buy followers. Normally you can tell if you look at their following and it's fake accounts, no posts, not a real name. I'll show you an example on the next slide, and I'll tell you why it's really bad and will not bring you business. And then the last time they posted, you kind of want to check that, because if the last time they posted was 2023, you probably don't want to follow them. But if they posted like 3 weeks ago, maybe you could follow them. And then if you can leave a comment past an emoji, then it's a good follow, right? So that's what I look for when I'm following people. That way you're not just following anybody, you're actually following people you connect with and who can connect with you back. Okay, next slide. So these are some examples of good followers to do, places to follow. So this Noelle girl, she's at Real. I don't actually know her, but she's got an incredible social platform. All her followers are Real. And if I wanted to go get more agent followers to bring to Real Broker, I'm probably going to go to her last post and follow everybody that liked it, because I know that they're active accounts. I'm going to go to her followers and follow people that have a story up, because I know she's got real followers, they're engaged, etc. And I know her demographic's probably going to be realtors and Calgary community. Glen Eagle Golf. This would be a good one for like Riley, Joel, Andrew, or Eric to follow and engage with, because who the heck is going to Glen Eagles? Probably people living in Cochrane. at least like 50% homeowners. And maybe when they're on the course wearing the BRIX gear and they're tagging Glen Eagles and Glen Eagles is reposting their story, it's like the triangle effect, right? They see the brand, they see our realtors golfing there, they have a connection point that's personal, it's something authentic, right? So they also have 1,600 followers that are probably Cochrane residents. So gonna go to their last post, follow everybody that liked that post. Crossroads Market, they have real followers too. People going to the Crossroads Market, this is different from the Calgary Farmers Market. Crossroads is like OG, so it's usually going to be probably homeowners. You go in there and it's like all old people, and they're probably going to be homeowners. If you're tagging them, they repost everything, by the way. Like our couple years ago, BRIX actually got a secret underground ghost tour of Crossroads Market. They took our phones away and brought us underground because it's like the oldest building in Calgary or something. And we got a ghost tour of underground Crossroads, which was so cool. And they allowed us to do that because BRIX tagged them and stuff all the time. They knew exactly who we were when I called and asked to do like a community interview. And then she's like, oh, let's just sweeten the offer and give you a whole tour of this place. So that was pretty sick. They got a, and also local Calgary people follow Crossroads. Porch YYC, again, you know, another good one, real followers, lots of Calgary people. Doodle Dogs, this is in like very like Britannia, Bears Paw, Mission, all those places that have high end price points. It's a bougie dog boutique. People who usually own a dog are homeowners. It's really hard to rent with a dog. So dogs equals homeowners 90% of the time. Doodle Dogs equals like bougie places where $1 million homes are. So you think of the clientele, right? People spending money on their dogs usually have a home, might have a home to sell. If you're tagging your dog, tagging Doodle Dogs, it all goes into like a triangle effect. Next slide. This is why buying followers does not work. This is a real estate agent I screenshot this morning. They bought followers. You can tell based off, these are not even real names. And then you go to their profile and there's like nothing there. So why buying followers hurts your business? Buying followers might look like your numbers look bigger, but it doesn't build real trust. Fake followers don't engage, don't refer you, and will never turn into clients. And as a realtor, your credibility is everything. People want to see genuine conversations, local connections, and proof that others trust you. So if you're buying followers, it's not trust. Authentic growth is way slower, but it creates real relationships that lead to business. Next slide. Highlight others. I love this one. So share and tag local businesses. We've gone through that. Spotlight other realtors and partners. Celebrate clients' wins and milestones. Give credit where it's due. Shining a light on others builds community and brings more eyes back to you. If you make others feel good, like it's human nature, everyone wants to be made feel good. They will make you feel good. They will send you referrals. They will want to be shared on your page. If you like, and when you share something, like I'm going to share Ian's welcome post today. I've taken a story break, but it's not just going to be the welcome post. I'm going to put something underneath it on why I'm excited to partner with him and make him feel good. And it's very intentional. You know, when I tag a local business, I share my coffee order at that coffee shop so people know what to get when they go in there versus just a picture of the sign. You know, you create a little bit of value there. Next slide. So here's some ways that I've highlighted others and other people have done a really good job at it too that I've shared. So Art Lee, team of 8, found us through social media, partnered with us at Real, and now I've had the opportunity to travel with him. Amazing guy, like honestly, superhuman. He touches the outside of a plane every single time before he gets on. Now I do that. So I made a post on life is small, full of small, beautiful exchanges. Here are some things that I've taken from other people and implemented. So Art Lee is one of them. He shared this on his story and with my name there. I think I got like 3 followers from that. Same with Amy Youngren. I got another few followers from her. She's not partnered with me in any capacity. I just admire her so much as a human. And she taught me something. The cost of this is morbid, but it really resonated with me. I was struggling with like the thought of death for a while back. I actually started going to church and stuff. It just really consumed me. And she taught me, she lost her sister at a young age, the cost of living. Life is a beautiful loan and death is a payment we all pay. And that just gave me so much peace. So I shared that because it literally transformed my life. And this whole post was dedicated. There was like 20 people on there that I highlighted and what they taught me in life. So that was the way I highlighted others. Alex LaBarbera, she is a real estate agent in Calgary. She does a great job at highlighting her clients. Look how happy they look. This is so much more than just a sold post. Again, right? Like a sold post would probably look at the engagement on this too. Like I'd buy a home with Alex just because I know how the way she shows how she works with clients makes me want to list my house with her. Like she shows every step. It's beautiful and she highlights them and their emotions and their journey. And then this is just BRIX local approved gems and news. Once a week, we highlight a local business. They will usually collaborate on that post and we're front and center on their page, but we're also highlighting places we've approved. We've tried, we're approved from someone on the team. And yeah, we like to do that once a week because it's not just about a sold post on BRIX. It's about sharing our community as well. So that's a way to highlight others. Next slide. Gain real estate clients, what to post. So this is real estate targeted. All you guys should be posting real estate. I want you posting that. You guys should be posting that. So here's some things that you can do for real estate content: listings, home tours, local community stuff. So maybe highlight what the community of Lakeview looks like, what the average price point is, what types of homes are there. I'm going quick because we're running out of time. I want to respect everyone's time. Day-to-day behind the scenes of real estate, client wins and stories, tips and tricks for clients. Get like Tina, you made a really good post the other day, getting pre-approved, making sure you know your needs versus wants. I saw your post, it was really good. It was like tips and tricks before you should start home shopping. What makes you different as a real estate agent? Showcase that. I know what makes me different. I was going to make a post on it. I always bring crumble cookies when I meet people and a buyer starter kit with a notebook, a pen. I have comps. I have a map lined out for the whole day. I keep cold Fiji water in my car in case anybody gets thirsty. I wear slip-on shoes, so I'm respecting everyone's time by not putting those lace-ups up, like little things like that that you might not think of that make or break an experience. Showcase all that because people want to work with you. People want the crumble cookies. What it does, builds trust and familiarity, shows expertise and personality. It turns followers into clients. Okay, and I'm going to show you how often this happens to me on the next slide. These are all referrals I've gotten in the past. I don't know. This happens 3 times a week. Hey, does your company have realtors and olds? My mom's trying to sell her house. Her contract term is over. She's looking for someone new to sell her house. I signed the contract to bring that to market at the end of September. Hey, Sydney, have a question for you. Do you have a mortgage broker you recommend to speak with? Landon and I have some questions. They're pre-approved. They are moving from Victoria to Alberta in March. They will be working with Riley and I. This person here was literally, I know it's a text. He called me and I was going to hang up on him. This is our old fourplex. He's like, hey, I saw your rap video in Auburn Bay. And I was like, oh my God, are you going to sell me something? Literally said that. And he's like, no, I'm a realtor in Edmonton and I crept your profile and I saw you're from Olds. And I was like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. He's like, yeah, so I have 2 fourplexes that I need to offload right away. And I loved your rap video. I want you to list them. That's over $1 million in real estate that he just gave to me within like 10 minutes because of a social media video. We are listing those fourplexes tomorrow, actually. And he texted me. I was like, hey, Max, thanks so much for thinking of myself and BRIX to work on this project. I feel this could be a great fit. This was after we had the phone call. He called me right before this. And immediately I got docs to sign. Immediate. Like off a social media video. Then this person. This was a $2 million acreage we sold already. Hey, Sid, my communication skills are subpar lately. Here's our road. Here's us coming for the listing appointment. They hosted us for steak and lobster. Literally didn't know this girl. And they cooked us a steak and lobster dinner and gave us a $2 million listing off social media. So that's examples of what can happen when you're posting with strategy. So that's literally how you can gain real estate clients from social media. And that's probably over 100,000 in commission right there. Next slide. And some of these have closed, some are being listed right away. Build out a network organization. This one, connect with other realtor partners. That creates stronger negotiations. Invite them to reels or events. Offer incentives. So we're rolling something out. You guys will hear about it on Monday, but we're starting a point system. And also, if you refer an agent to BRIX, you get a month for free at BRIX. So maybe an agent reaches out to you. I know Emily she's been in the industry for like a year and a half, and she's starting to get agents reach out to her. If she brings someone to BRIX, her monthly fee gets waived. So, that is money and savings right there. Create a referral network that grows your business. The bigger the network, the bigger your reach. I'm going to show you on the next slide how agents have also turned into dollars. This Alicia girl again. This was on August 14th. Hey, I gave your name to a friend in Realtor who's looking for a referral partner out there. She'll be reaching out to you. Her name is Abby, and she's so sweet. I've signed contracts with Abby's clients. When their home goes firm in Ontario, they're selling it. They will be working with us to buy a home here in Aspen. So that happened on August 14th. That's from another realtor, right? So that's cold hard dollars. This one on August 18th. Hey girl, hope things are going well. Been a busy summer. I wanted to let you know Riley and Kevin did find a home. It's beautiful. It closes August 15th, so I'll send you money shortly after that. I had a client that was moving to Ontario. Never met this girl in my whole life. I just knew that she was a Waterloo agent. I had a client who was pre-approved up to 1.3 million. I sent it to her. She got the deal done. I'm collecting 30% on it on August 15th. I did nothing. But because I knew her, like I knew of her from social media, I admired her work. I sent her a lead, and now I'm getting paid 30% on it. Courtney Hodgson, I brought her to Real. This is exactly what I said. Also, I know you're probably super happy at EXP. That being said, Real's making a lot of big changes, and because you already understand the model, I think you'd love it. So if that ever changes, please let me know, and I'd love the opportunity to sit down and share what we got going on. I love this girl, but I was watching her for 2 years on Instagram, and I'm like, she's someone I want to be in business with. Ethical, kind, smart. So I just shot my shot, and I was very natural from the heart. I was like, I want to work with you. I admire you. Literally 2 weeks later, she's at Real Broker. She was at No Making Day. You guys all met her. And she's like, I've gone back and forth about switching for a year now. All my people are at Real. I'd love to grab coffee with you sometime. Like, if you come from a place of heart, people want to be in your world. This one came in yesterday. Hey, I would love to connect with you about your team with no splits. I'm exploring my options, blah, 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 blah. Figure out some time to collaborate. Hi, I'd love to meet for coffee. I'm on a team at Real, but would love to hear more about BRIX. All of these have come in like the past month. So, that's a deal right there, full deal, where we'll be collecting full commission. We have to refer her 20%. I'm getting 30% of 1.3. She's in my Real Broker organization now. This girl wants to join Real, and this girl also wants to join Real. So that's how agents can also come back to you in business as well. It's not just clients, it's agents as well. Next slide. Okay, we're done. Questions. And okay, I have homework. I want to hear from everyone what the most helpful part of today was. And then we're all going to go in school and commit to one thing. We're going to write out our commitment, and I'm going to do it too for social media. So let's just pound through this. Let's take 5 minutes. We're going to go 5 minutes over. But let's start with Emily. What did you learn today? And then we'll just go through that before we do school.
I think what I learned today was again just kind of figuring out my niches again, just kind of doing a little bit more fine tuning, if that makes sense. And then one thing that I'll try this week is, you know what, I'm going to get my calendar all organized so that way I kind of start my own September. Well, I actually have already started this, but like a September social media challenge to myself being I will post this many times a week plus this many stories a day plus. So
Awesome. I love that. Can you please put that commitment in school so we can all
yep.
hold each other accountable? I'm like losing my voice from that training. Okay, let's go to Sandy, my dear. Thank you for sharing, Emily.
I like the following bigger businesses and seeing who their followers are, or following the recent posts they made. I actually started doing that while I was listening to this session. But I also have to be a little bit more mindful of it because you don't just want to follow just anyone because there could be some creeps on there. So I go into the profile pages before I follow them and just kind of get an idea of what I'm who I'm following.
Nice work. I love that. And that's where the liking and commenting comes in. Like if you can't leave a genuine comment, it's probably not a good fit. So I like that you go, vet them before you follow them. That's awesome. And then please
Yeah.
put your commitment in school right away. All right, Ian, what did you learn today?
Well, it's actually funny you mentioned that you always respond to people. It helps you to, get more people on your board essentially. And as you were saying that, I had someone comment on the post, my one and only post that I have on there. So I responded to them and immediately got a follow. Then they sent me a DM and they were like, "Hey, thanks so much for the follow and being a part of our community. We'd love to work together with you." And all. So I was like, cool, sounds good.
That's
Uh,
awesome. That was like in the middle of the training. It
Yeah,
actually,
it was literally while you were saying it, someone commented, so I like responded to them, and then they sent me a DM, and they were like, "We'd love to work together. We'd love to help out a new realtor. We see that you're new in the industry. We'd love to hype you up a little bit and collaborate a bit." So I was like, "Yeah, that sounds great." So,
that's awesome.
mhm.
Yes, it does work. It really does. And the faster you can reply to comments, Instagram actually pushes out your post, by the way. I
Yeah,
forgot to mention that. So if you're responding to comments within an hour, it's going to continue to pump out that post because it's getting more engagement.
for sure.
Okay, Ian, put your commitment in school right now, please. I want us all to be accountable. I'm going to do it too. So it's not just you guys.
So,
Lauren,
Where do
my
you do
dear.
that?
Oh, what was
Sorry
that?
to interrupt. Where do you put the commitment thing? Like in general discussions?
Is there like a trainings tab?
I don't I
General
don't know.
discussion is fine. Yeah. Okay. Lauren, my dear, what did you learn and what's your commitment?
Yeah, I think it's two particular things that really stood out for me today, and mine's the same as Ian with just replying to comments and actually replying properly and not just I'm very good at giving the heart emoji, so I won't be doing that anymore. And the other thing was just to actually, I love that, those niche areas or those four things that you're going to see on my page and to consistently post about those things because it makes it a lot easier with thinking about what to post because that, as you said, is always the most difficult, what to post. And Chat GPT has given me many ideas, but I don't know, I still suck at it. So yeah, so for me, my commitment is just to go and sit down and plan what are my four key areas and how am I going to post those.
I
Great.
love that. That is awesome. I love that. Emily also put a quick reminder in here. Also, remember to tag real. Yes, really, really, really good reminder. Thank you, Emily. I need that reminder. That's my commitment.
And also, ladies, remember, like when you post as well, to tag the women of Real. Like they're very good with reposting. Real is very good with reposting as long as we're following like guidelines and branding. But they're very good at resharing everything.
Thank you, Emily. That's really important. That's my public commitment because I always forget real as I have them right here. They're a great brokerage. Okay, Lauren, please put your commitment in school and then let's hear from Tina.
I think with me, everything that everyone said, I want to work on it as well. So I got a lot from this today. I feel I'm very intimidated by social media. So I think I need to step up and like just put myself out there a little bit. So, and definitely with the followers, I think that's a good trick to go into like the local community or the local accounts and see who they're following so that I could start getting in on that too.
I love that. And just so you know, someone came up to me the other day and they're like, "Who's this Tina girl on your team?" Like, not even on the team. And I was like, "Oh, she's one of our new agents. She's awesome." And they're like, "Yeah, she's gonna do great. Like, I'm loving her reels."
Oh, awesome.
So I was gonna tell you that, but now seemed like a fitting time because obviously what you're posting is resonating with people. This was someone who's not even in real estate, like someone in my sphere said that to me. So that's really cool that
Oh,
you're getting noticed like that.
well,
So
that's awesome.
commitment in school. And then Shaz, are you here, my dear? I see you. I see your name on Zoom.
Sorry, I'm here.
Yay. Okay.
Okay, so for me, I think the biggest thing was post things that people can relate to, like the laundry example, right? So whether you're making a fresh cup of coffee in the morning or you're going for a run to your favorite coffee shop, I don't know, something simple, it doesn't have to be crazy, right? Because a lot of times the simple things will give people a reason to say, hey, I really like that place too, or like what's your go-to thing, right? And then apart from that, in terms of social media, I think like Lauren and Ian said, the number one thing is responding to people with an actual response, right? So I think that definitely is going to be helpful. Build a little bit of a communication between you and whoever you're following or whoever you're trying to connect with, right?
I love that. Those are everyone. That was so, so, so good. And I'm excited for you guys to encourage you in school and see all you guys grow. And to be honest, even if you just implement one thing off that, you're going to see growth. Just stay the course, trust the process. There's so much proof on the team that it does work. You just got to trust the process because it does get pretty shitty sometimes. And you're like, why am I doing this? But then you get the messages like, hey, I want to work with you. And it makes it all worth it. And you're like, damn, I just got a $2 million listing off social media. How did that even happen? Like, that's pretty cool that we can live in a time in this life where you can generate business from not even meeting someone because they've built such subconscious trust in you, because they go to the same coffee shop as you, or because you're doing home tours that are unmatched to other realtors. So yeah, I'm glad you guys all got takeaways. I'm excited to hold you accountable, and I'm excited to see all the posts and the comments.